placing second, first, and first in FNCS Grand Finals in Chapter 5 and then literally going and winning globals. Peterbot is one of the best players to ever touch the game.
In fact, he's so good. So for this video, I'm going to be covering how you can fight like Peterbot and how you can also copy his routine if you want. Hold on, before we begin, I've got to tell you about something. My PC is really bad, and I get a good PC at 500 subs. So for that, do subscribe since it helps me out a ton. And now, without further ado, let's get started with the video. So first things first, I'm going to be telling you what I'm going to be saying in this video. I've broken it down to 3 parts. The first is aiming, the second is his mechanics, and the third is his confidence. Now, if you guys didn't know, believe it or not, Peterbot actually uses another game to aim train. That's right, he actually uses Valorant to aim train his aim for Fortnite. Now, I know that sounds really crazy, and honestly, I do not really recommend you to do it, since basically his PC is like really good, and if you've got a really good PC, I do recommend you to do it. But if not, then I recommend you to use any third-party softwares. Now, while using third-party softwares again, you've got 2 options. The first is Kovacs, and that is paid, and the second is Aimlabs, and Aimlabs is completely free. Now, the purpose of these third-party games or these third-party apps is basically to give you good mouse control, and good mouse control is really useful, since if you look at Peterbot's tracking, his good mouse control is literally the building blocks for his perfect tracking. Next, you've got Peterbot's mechanics. Now, his mechanics are really good, and we all know that. He's really fast, and he also makes really smart edits. Now, after a lot of research, what I found out was that he 1v1s and plays a lot of zone wars. Even if you look at his upcoming clips, he has 1v1 and played so many zone wars against other good players or other pros. So basically, that is what you want to be doing as well. In fact, another pro player, Vino, actually recommends a player to do almost 600 rounds of 1v1 per day, since that is what he did in his upcoming as well. So, how do you actually 1v1 these people? You're not really going to be sitting back, relaxing, and then 1v1ing them like they're casuals. You're going to be 1v1ing them like your life depends on it. Okay? So you can find these people in scrim servers since they're really good out there, or you can just play some randoms or some pubs, or with some friends that you know that are really good or probably even better than you. What playing with better players does is basically it forces you to have better mechanics and thus forces improvement onto you. Just for reference, here's what Peterbot's PR was just a few years ago. That's right, only 2 years ago, he was less than 200 PR, but right now he's 210,000 PR. So that basically shows that if you're able to grind it out and if you've got consistency, then nothing is impossible. Okay, so for your fighting mechanic, what you want to be doing is you want to fight a lot of people. For that, go to ranked and ranked reload. Over there, you want to initiate as many fights as possible. You want to be double keying as hard as possible. In fact, not just ranked and ranked reload, if you have got any insignificant cups like the rank cup or the OG cup, over there too, I want you to 1v1 as hard as possible. All of this fighting will basically make it so that you've soaked up all of the forms of playstyles that your opponents use, and basically you just know the counter playstyle for all of them. This way you're going to be a lot more experienced fighter and also a lot more confident. Next is Peterbot's rotation mechanic. I know that we know Peterbot as a really aggressive player, and if you watch my old video, then you can see me saying over there that it's usually the passive players who are making the smartest rotates. But Peterbot, being aggressive too, he makes a lot of smart rotates. For being able to make a lot of smart rotates, what you want to be doing is first you can check out the video on the screen right now, and then you also want to be playing a lot of scrim. In fact, you need to play more than 1 to 2 hours of scrims per day if you want perfect rotations. Another good thing about playing scrims is that basically you're going to be put against a lot better players. And these lot better players, they're really tough to fight against. And that will also be really good fighting practice for you. The next thing that Peterbot uses as his fighting mechanic is making others nervous. So for that, what you can do is first and foremost, you want to have really good aim. For that too, check out the video on the screen right now. And after you've got really good aim, what you want to be doing is you also want to pressurize your opponent a lot during fights. Basically, it means if you've got an opening tag, or some sort of a tag or a damage advantage, then you just want to be using your guns to pressurize them. If you run out of bullets, then that's when finally you start pickaxing them. But always remember, reload management is really good. In fact, one of the reasons why Peterbot is one of the toughest players to fight against is basically because he puts so much of pressure against you. He will use all of the guns that he has and all of the movement that he has to put pressure against you so that you end up fumbling. and most of the opponents do end up fumbling. Now, Peterbot is not just good at aggressive plays, he's also good at defensive plays. So for mastering defensive plays, what you want to be doing is go to any free build map and also make sure that you're always learning how to make space. Making space is really essential, since that gives you a lot more control over yourself and also makes it so that you cannot get piece control. In fact, whenever Peterbot gets beamed, he makes more than 4 to 6 boxes no matter what happens. I know that burns a lot of mats, but at the end of the day, if you're able to survive and you actually get some counter damage off and then you actually eliminate that player that damaged you, then that just means that you basically won the fight and you get a refresh as well. Okay, and the third point, why Peterbot is so confident no matter who he is fighting. If you've looked at the globals, you could literally see that he was one of the most confident players out there. He was literally going against pros like it was nothing. He was wiping out those lobbies like it was ranked lobbies. For his confidence, I basically found 2 things that were driving him the most. The first thing was that basically he was really skilled. Peterbot put a lot into grinding in 2024. He grinded each and every cash cup, he grinded each and every day, and basically that made him a lot more confident. Since if you've got enough skill, then that basically means that you're going to be a lot more confident than another player that has not really been grinding and that does not really have as much skill as you do. And the second reason why he's so confident is basically because of blind confidence. Blind confidence basically means that no matter what is happening, no matter who you're going against, you just know that you're the best. Even if you're not the best, then what you want to be doing is you want to basically tell to yourself, I'm the best and these players are just bots. I know he was in one of the toughest lobbies. That was basically the Peterbot mindset. And because of that mindset, he was able to win the globals altogether. Now, if you want to go all in into becoming like Peterbot, there is also his settings. Now, I do not really recommend you to change your keybinds, since your keybinds are basically habit-based, and if you change them, that means that you're basically going even more backwards. But for your sensitivity, for mouse and keyboard, these are the sensitivities. It's on the screen right now. Now, for the routine that you can use to become like Peterbot. First, you want to have an hour of aim training. If you've got a really good PC, I recommend you to play Valorant or any other games that actually boost your mouse control. But keep in mind, do not play these games for fun. Play these for practice. And then you've got 1 hour of 1v1ing other people. That way you're gonna have the fighting and mechanics practice. Then you wanna have half an hour of free building where you practice everything. From your piece control to box him up, you wanna be practicing everything in your free building session. Next, you wanna do an hour or 2 of ranked. This way you're gonna have a lot of fighting practice while also getting used to the delay of the real map. And then finally, you're gonna cap it all off with a lot of scrims. Now, I know that some people might not really have that much time. Even I do not have that much time. For that, you can just use this ratio and scale it down a bit. But at the end of the day, as long as you stick to the routine, no matter how short or long it is, if you've got consistency, then that means that you're always going to be better than the other player. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, then do leave a like and subscribe. And check out my other videos as well. Join the Discord server down below. Follow my Instagram. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.